All right, we're reviewing Deadpool. Uh, Deadpool is an Oscar, Grammy, Emmy award-winning masterpiece that tugs at the heartstrings. It's a truly emotional triumph for decades to come. It will have you laughing, crying, and masturbating all at the same time. Just don't wipe your eyes with the same tissue as your dick, or you might miss something really amazing. It's full of wholesome, family friendly moments that make Marvel's Disney films look like an aggressive, beef fueled gangster rap battle. Just puts them to utter shame. If you're asking if I would recommend this to the family, yes, I would. I would go even further than that and recommend it for all ages. For the whole family, I would put a petition in motion to say you can't see this without your children. I mean, it's full of blood, tits, ass, corpses, strong language. What's not to love? So, Deadpool, the comic book accuracy is just so beautiful. The costume, the God, that costume. You see all the references to other superhero films like Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, and that's one truly amazing thing about the Deadpool character. This film is full of so many perverted jokes and so much awesome murder. The action scenes are just beautiful, incredibly beautiful. Like you could just with all the blood splatter, it's like artwork, man. Just an artistic masterpiece. Uh, but the Deadpool costume is 100% accurate. Even the white eyes, the attitude, the merc with the mouth, everything about Deadpool. He's just amazing. And the Colossus here too. I in previous what was it, X2 and X3, I complained about their Colossus not having the accent. And this Colossus is just so much better. He's just this big hulking dude with the accent. He's got the moral high ground too for the majority of the film. It's just the banter between him and Deadpool is so hilarious. Deadpool makes references to this film itself makes references to the terrible version they had of Wolverine of Ryan Reynolds. There's a little action figure of here in here of that Deadpool. There's also references to the Green Lantern movie that Ryan Reynolds was in. There, in the movie itself, Deadpool goes to hunt down. It's a simple revenge story. Deadpool wants to kill this dude that ruined his life. So in the beginning, we have him slaughtering a bunch of dudes until Colossus shows up, and then we go into a really long-winded uh, setup for the character, the origins for Deadpool, how it all happens, how who he was before, how he lived before, how he hooked up with Vanessa and had this really amazing relationship until he found out he got cancer. It was deadly. It was going to kill him. He signed up for this program that promised to make him a superhero, and it was all a lie, and it just resulted in extreme torture until finally he escaped. He finally escaped and he went on to try to hunt down Francis. He was afraid to go back to Vanessa and show himself, considering they make so many jokes about his just his appearance, how he looks like Freddy Krueger or looks like an avocado had sex with another avocado, an older avocado or something like that. The film is absolutely hilarious. Every moment in this film, it just it's quality stuff. Even the supporting cast, they're absolutely hilarious. The blind woman, you got the cab driver, and everybody in here was absolutely great. You got Super Mega Sonic Warhead, which I'm not familiar with. I don't know. Maybe she's a character just made up for this movie to poke fun at the X Men, which he does often. He's like, How come you two? It's amazing. You two are the only two always on screen, almost as if Fox couldn't afford another X Men, almost as if the studio couldn't afford another X Men. Like the jokes made in here, they poke fun at themselves. They poke fun at other movies, especially comic book movies. There's a lot of pop culture references in here. A lot of references to poking. And there's also some shilling here where Ryan Reynolds talks about how Ryan Reynolds is an amazing actor. Uh, the film's just a blast, 100% a blast. Like they don't hold back, they don't shy away from any of the violence or the perverse jokes, any of it. And there are some very hilarious dark jokes in here and some pretty perverted ones too. And it fits right in there with my sense of humor. It's absolutely great, an amazing ride. And finally, I don't know what the hell happened before with Deadpool and that Wolverine movie. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, what happened there, but that was a miserable mess. And Ryan Reynolds uh, was dedicated to getting this right. So they finally did. This is one of the rare comic book movies where you'll see a character like accurately portrayed from head to toe, like his appearance, his personality. It's just beautiful. Colossus, amazing. These are just 100% awesome live action versions. Truly authentic. I remember Colossus on the '90s X-Men series, and that's this this appeals to me in comparison to that because that's what I wanted from the X Men movies. That Colossus from the '90s X Men series, how he was on there, how he was like that nice moral dude, strong values. That and this movie does things very differently. Like he chooses his costume. Like he goes through that whole trying to decide on his costume phase. He wears all white at first and gets blood all over it stained, and then he gets the recommendation from the white woman about you know going with the red costume, and he also gets the recommendation for the name Deadpool from the Deadpool they have at the bar. His friend gives him that recommendation, called Deadpool. Uh, Other things in here, like the way he goes about when it finally comes down to it, and spoiler warning, when it finally comes down to it, Colossus tries to talk him out of killing the villain, and Colossus is giving this really beautiful moral speech and about how there's only 4 to 5 moments in a life where a man is truly a hero. Deadpool just executes the guy. He doesn't care. Colossus's speech is going on too long. Deadpool just kills that dude. So that was awesome. That was beautiful. I'm glad they took that direction. At the end of the film, too, you get references to Nick Fury and the sequel for Deadpool, which will have Cable in it. Does have Cable in it. Uh, you get a lot of jokes too that just are very fitting, man. A lot of the jokes in here are very fitting. But the music's great, especially when they play that damn DMX song while they're doing their slow mo walk. That that X gonna give it to you. That was very fitting since he's walking with the X Men. But the big fight too, that comic book character that Colossus fights, this big strong woman, like her boob pops out in the fight, and he's like, "Oh, you're a beautiful woman," but she's like, "Oh, that's so nice of you," and she kicks him in the balls and tosses his ass. They're all this movie's just littered with amazing jokes, amazing comic book characters brought to life. It's absolutely awesome, hands down. This film, and there are just way too many references and Easter eggs for me to go into. I'm not going to make a very long-winded review here. I'm just going to say that this movie is absolutely amazing. All the acting in this movie was absolutely amazing. All the references, Easter eggs, the costumes, the action scenes, the violence, the sexual jokes. everything. Even the credits are littered with tons of humorous stuff. The opening credits are just littered with all kinds of funny stuff. It's a very comical movie, very fun. I would give this movie a solid 10 out of 10. It sets up there with Blade in badassery. So, if you haven't seen Deadpool, check out Deadpool. Check out my other videos too. It's kind of funny too. In Deadpool, they mentioned Blade 2, which I've also just done a review on. So I'll have that up on my channel too. Check that one out. But uh, subscribe, ring that bell. Give me a Vault Boy thumbs up. It helps promote my channel. And I'm not monetized. If you want to support my channel, just check out my PayPal me link. Anything else? But ultimately, it doesn't matter. Just thanks for viewing. Stay awesome. Rock on.